Hi. So, apologies for flipping things over a couple times, and unflattering camera angles. But, my name is Aubrey-Mitchell, and I'm here today to give you a TED Talk. And I know none of you, obviously, can see me currently. The moment I learned that I had to give a TED Talk, especially on a day like today, my flight got canceled. Sorry I couldn't make it. But while your educator has decided to broadcast me to talk to you guys today about music and keeping it real. Today I want to talk to you about what do I want to talk to you about today? I want to talk to you today about expression in everything you do. I want to talk about expression. We'll talk about weight. And we'll talk about living in the moment. And eventually we may cycle back around to what I just played for you. But really, in everything you do, somebody is watching. Whether you're mowing your lawn, whether you're talking with your friends, whether you are even in a practice room, somebody can look through the window over there. And actually that kind of brings me to my next thing. So, where am I broadcasting to you today? I am in a very white-walled practice room that happens to have a piano at Kansas State University. And when I was first told that I was going to have the opportunity to give you all a TED Talk, I was like, where do I shoot it? I had so many great ideas. I actually know a couple stage managers at Kaufman, and they actually might have been able to let me in before they set up for Tuba Christmas last weekend. That ended up not working out. It would have been really cool, but didn't happen. I could have recorded in the lovely All Faiths Chapel across the way. or Danforth for that matter. I could have done it on stage at McCain. Very inspirational places for the young musician as yourself. I could have even done my studio, but really, I didn't feel like that those places would really get the point across that I want to. So, sorry, I threw you in a lot of different directions. So, right now we're in a practice room, and, I don't know if anybody has ever seen a teacher or had a teacher who's gone through the motions. This doesn't have to be music specific, but where they talk very monotone and you start to lose track of what they're saying because they're very boring and there's like no expression in their face or their voice and in their soul. Yeah, that's not fun for anybody. Or if we've ever had a conductor that has shown up and been like, I've had a couple of those, and that's not fun either. Um, you know, so part of my job today is also to relate this back to conducting. And, okay, so as young musicians, as yourselves, um, you know, you likely at least witness some sort of pattern or are taught some sort of pattern. For me, the first one that I learned was a basic two pattern, right? And then I learned four. Yeah. Oh, and then three. Ooh, that's a different ball game, right? No. No. But what is conducting really? That's a question I've had to ask myself multiple times over the past couple months. And I write down a lot of thoughts. One of them previously in this semester was a philosophy of conducting that I had to write. And I firmly believe that conducting is a dance. A dance between the conductor and the musicians and the music. And also that there's a dance that also occurs between just humans and events that happen in life. There's this constant push and pull. There's this constant conflict and resolution. But how do we harness that? How do we harness that conflict and resolution? How do we express ourselves? Really, for any conductor who's never videotaped themselves while they're on a podium, shame on you. But really, we can't just show up and do certain things. There are some things where we need to practice, right? Sometimes if we have a very challenging point in a piece, we have to buckle down, and there's what many would call the 10,000 hours rule, where you have to spend 10,000 hours on something in order to become really proficient at something. And there's a lot to be said there. Don't get me wrong. I, for example, first started playing piano not too long after I was making syllables. I think I was 4 when I first sat on a piano bench. But also, relating back to the first thing I played for you all at the beginning, none of that was written down. Other than my notes for what I'm talking to you guys about, and they're very brief notes, there's really not a lot on there. None of that was written down. That was all improv. It was living in the moment. That being said, there are some things where you just have to live in the moment. There is a human element to music. And that's one of the cool things. There have been machines created to attempt at writing music. But I'm a firm believer that you need that human element. We are human. You are human. You are human. I am human. We're all in this together. And it's such a cool thing when everybody can put all of their past experiences and express it and evoke it into this beautiful thing that we call music. I know that many of the things spoken about today were a large cluster of thoughts. There've been a lot of things that have been on my head. Thank you. Thank you for listening.